It's an important issue for us here. Syria, obviously a hotspot right now. Earlier this week, an American Syrian blogger, Razan Ghawazi, was detained. Her case is noteworthy. So she posted info about human rights violations in Syria, never bothered with a pseudonym, chose to criticize the Assad regime on Twitter and on a blog as herself. Now, her story is one being watched by Amnesty International, an organization that's celebrating its 50th anniversary on Saturday, which is also, conveniently, International Human Rights Day. Joining us tonight is Alex Neve, who's the Secretary General of Amnesty International Canada. Alex, thanks for your time today. We really appreciate it.
Good evening.
What's the top issue right now for Amnesty International in terms of human rights issue that perhaps the world's not paying enough attention to right now?
Well, I think the situation in the Middle East and North Africa is absolutely at the top of our list, and it's been such a remarkable year because it's been so exhilarating, the spectacular kinds of changes that we've seen in Tunisia, in Egypt, in Libya, but it's also been so absolutely heartbreaking. Syria, which you've just reminded us of, is a perfect example where in the midst of this wave of change flooding throughout the region, what we've seen is a brutal crackdown, a massive intensification in human rights violations, and the world is being kept out. So it's a year that really in some respects has been both the best of times and the worst of times when it comes to human rights.
It's a very scary world when we become Dickensian about human rights in this era, for sure. You know, with a lot of the changes in parts of the world, you talked about the crackdowns, there's also in many cases an obvious vacuum, and when there's a vacuum in power, you know, it could go really well, it could go really badly. So as far as 2012, are you identifying areas where you might have concerns with Amnesty International?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, moving beyond the Middle East and North Africa, there's so many parts of the world that just aren't getting attention. That always happens, and I think an important role for Amnesty International is to shine the light and remind governments about some of these forgotten corners. So the situation in Somalia, which certainly did get some attention earlier this year with respect to famine and drought, but massive human rights concerns there. Nearby, a deepening conflict between Sudan and the new country of South Sudan, which is leading to great suffering and serious human rights violations. The Democratic Republic of Congo is teetering right now in the middle of a contentious election, long-standing serious human rights concerns there, which could also deepen. So many corners of the world that are of real concern.
Alex, thanks for your time. We appreciate it, sir.
Thank you.
Alex Neve, everybody. So Amnesty International Canada is marking the organization's 50th anniversary on Saturday with a Right for Rights letter writing campaign. There are events happening all over the country. We encourage you to check them out. If you go to our website, strombo.com, you will see all the details.